Jennifer from Belladonna's Botanicals. I just want to make this video and talk a little bit about just general business practices, some that pertain to the occult and not. Because I've had some really great conversations and questions asked from viewers, clients and customers, even some friends. Learned a few things along the way over the past 2 days with regards to the occult scammer. So the first one thing I want to talk about is the whole dropship business structure. Now, yes, it is legal for companies to be basically a dropship, a clearinghouse kind of thing. My deal with Become a Living God is basically a drop shipping deal. They have my products listed on their website with credited to me, and when they sell a product through their website, I get a notification, I package and ship the product, send it out, and I send them the tracking information. So, and then I get a payout at the end of the month. That's what a dropship, we have a legal agreement for this. That's basically what a dropship business is like. And I have no problem with that. If you're, on the up and up and not doing shady things like just, randomly pulling people's products and listing them on the website. Now, technically you can do that, but as I was forwarded some information on this, here's how not to get sued if you run a dropship business. So listen up. Number one, you need to have a business license. This means in the United States, your business needs to be registered. You may need to have a special registry as a drop shipper. And that would mean you would probably have to have an LLC or an S Corp. The first thing I did when I started my business in 2018 is that I started an LLC. At some point I may switch to an S Corp, but right now it just, like, tax-wise, it just made sense to stay as an LLC. So that's also not cheap to do. I pretty much spent the better part of the first year of my business getting all the legal stuff set up, getting an accountant, getting, separate business and personal bank accounts, because when you don't separate your business expense stuff from your personal stuff, like a checking account or credit card, they can come after your assets. So what this basically says is, drop shipping, I'm going to post a link to the article. Drop shipping comes with a few risks, one of which is losing your personal property, your house, car, and or your bank account if you are sued and haven't purchased a business license. So fingers crossed Buddy has a business license at least. So again, you can register as an LLC or S Corp. And that's easy enough to do. I did mine through LegalZoom. So now here's the big one where this particular person is concerned. Don't use copyrighted images and videos. Every single image on the scammer's website was taken by the creator who created the product. And that is where we can hit him with DMCA claims. If he bought this and took a picture of it on his altar, different story. The fact that he just, right-click saved the images from, or screen grabbed the images from our websites. Well, so let's see what else is informative to know about this. Copyright infringement is when another person uses work or intellectual property for their own use without the copyright holder's permission. There's whole ass laws around these things, but hey, don't listen to me. I don't get it. And I clearly don't understand. Well, yeah. Could your drop shipping store you survive a financial hit like that? If you this goes on to say, if you're drop shipping with suppliers from China, it's good to know that while their laws are changing and more with international standards, many individuals and companies in China still think nothing of copying, distributing, and even selling another person's intellectual property. And I think in one screen grab, someone found this person was talking about having distributors from China, which I've sold things to customers in China and, all over the world. So, but I don't it would make no sense for me to sell something from here, then them sell it back. I don't know, whole thing. So this just goes on about copyright laws, how to identify a copyrighted image, how to find product images and videos for your drop. So it tells you a little bit about how to set up a drop shipper store and the do's and don'ts for it, but how to find copyright free images. Like all the images I use, like the ones that are on my product labels, like I don't know how well you can see this, but the background image here, or here's another thing, or the image here. I purchase all of these from, I've used various sites over the years, but like I pay for the images that I use for things. So I am legally able to use them for my business. Currently I use Dreamstime, but they have various licenses and crediting processes and things like that. But I pay for those otherwise copyrighted images. So, there's a little bit of confusion if someone removes their stuff from those platforms, does it still fall under? But, I don't know the answer to that, but legally I've purchased the right to use those images because I've created my business on the up and up. Yeah, let's buy your images from Shutterstock, Pexels, Pixabay, Burst, etc. Goes a lot into the images. Be careful when selling trademark or registered products without permission. Like I personally haven't trademarked or registered any any of my products. I can't say that is the same for any of the other creators that he has posted their work on their website. So like copyrights, trademark items are usually identified, like, brand names of things. Now, one of my associates pointed out that he was selling stuff that was clearly from like Wish or Amazon. And, there's some gray area because I can tell you from experience, like people like, well, his defense was kind of like, oh, well, if I buy it at Walmart and then sell it for, I bought it for $5, I can sell it for $10 then. I'm like, a lot of things I get from Amazon and from my bulk distributors come in boxes and with labels that clearly say not for resale, or do not sell or sold as a set only, or do not sell individually, or have some kind of stamp, sticker, label, packaging indicating these items are not for resale. So that is something you can do. Purchase small business insurance. Yeah, that's an important thing to have. Business liability, various things. So, if again, with like having an LLC or S corp and keeping your stuff straight, it protects you legally. So anywho, let's see, I think there were 5 things on this list and it's very long. Still talk about liability insurance and work with trusted suppliers. If you were choosing a person to be your partner, you wouldn't choose just anyone. Choose a supplier with a good reputation, who's attentive to the needs of your business. It gives you the companies like Spocket can streamline your search efforts for suppliers with quality products you want for your store and their drop shipping app. But regardless of where you find your supplier, be sure to ask them some pointed questions. Are they flexible and willing to brand your products? Do you have a direct and timely access to them to help resolve problems? Are their products appropriately packaged? Are their shipping times reasonable and reliable? So this indicates that in order to do a legitimate drop shipping business, that you should at least have a conversation with the people you're considering your suppliers or distributors. That suggests to pre-order the sample product. Person's never ordered anything from me that I can figure out. Let's see. Building customer trust is a must. Well, I have customer trust because I've spent 5 years building it. It's a good quote here. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. I would not trust this person just based on how they have treated our, like, hey, bro, what the fuck, any inquiries was met with misogynistic comments, ableist comments. I got called an artard, you know, which is great when you're autistic. Anyways, so ableist a little bit, misogynistic already, and then making threats. So that's not someone I would highly recommend, nor would I want my brand and my business associated with that person. Now, that brings me to my next thing. I have worked with, I have retail and wholesale agreements and dropship agreements with several other places. I have a dropship agreement / collaboration, partnership, whatever, with Become a Living God. I have a wholesale retail agreement, this is, within the past 3 years with, several local businesses in Pennsylvania, and a couple and other things. So like off the top of my head, there's a store in Philly called Harry's World that used to carry some of my products, a Novel Witch bookshop, or a Novel Idea bookshop. Where else? Oh, the Art Shop at Moore, Belladonna's Lair, the Pocono Witch, Sea Witch, which I'm not sure about. I haven't heard from them for a while, and Old Time Magic. Those are the ones that I'm currently working with. Some of them only sell my products in their brick and mortar store. Some sell them both in the store and online. But I have agreements with them. Like, they've purchased my products outright wholesale. I don't give a fuck what they do with them after that. Because we have an agreement as such. And I've consented to them selling my products. And I have no problem with that. And on my end, I collaborated with Barbie Garrett last year. We have a, commission-based retail kind of retail agreement. I have one of those. Some retail agreements are commission-based, like the Art Shop at Moore. I do whatever sales I get. They do a 60-40 cut thing like that. So I have something similar with Barbie, but we have a legal document protecting both of us about the products, and she ships me everything, and whatever sells through my website, we have a split that we do, and I send her the money for that every month. That is how that's done. If you want to maintain a good business reputation and do things the right way. So anyways, I'm trying to remember some of the questions that came up. So apologies while I switch over to my channel for a minute, because I'm on my laptop here, which there's a laptop here and a dual screen there. So this is my portable laptop, because this thing takes like an hour to unplug. I've got like 3 different printers plugged into it, because hey, I run a business, anyways, let's see. Let me mute my thing here. So I just want to kind of go through and see if I can answer any questions broader. Yeah, I mean, this person was very not pleasant to deal with. So, and in the video that they posted on their Facebook today, in which they're like calling me, mental and artard and stuff like that we clearly don't understand and stuff like that, obviously has a customer base. I'm like, all right, guys, if you're willing to pay, 4 times the amount for something from this loser than you could from the actual person who created it, I mean, that's on you. I mean, I don't know. Like, I would kind of be like, you can buy this crystal for $25 or $100. It's the exact same crystal from the exact same place. Which one do you think most people are going to probably choose? And also, there's a difference between a reputable source where you get crystals from and some shady ass, crystal dealer that, is probably selling you fake glass. So anyways, but that's a whole different story, because fake crystals is a whole thing. Now, one of the things, that people ask about, like trademarking and stuff. Trademarking and registering is very expensive. I could potentially trademark my logo, which would give some, protections and whatnot. but again, it's quite expensive. And while I have a solid business and whatnot, I'm not that flush in cash, also because I had a lot of medical bills in the past year and still have a lot of medical bills. But yeah, so I don't know. Why would anyone want to buy from a spiritualist or occultist that calls people artards? Good question. I probably wouldn't. I have, and if you followed my channel for any number of time, and just spoiler alert, there'll be a new video dropping at some point, just got sidetracked with this. I have no problem calling shit out. And that is like a huge, it's a blessing and a curse if you know me. Like, I don't suffer fools kindly and tolerate, like, if you're gonna be misogynist, I'm gonna call you out for being misogynist. And I've done that for 2 big name creators, so I ain't got a problem with that. Oh, one of my customers and followers on YouTube said, it looks like on Instagram he buys his subscribers and likes, which might explain why he has 1,500 YouTube followers. I don't know. Like, I know people in the occult world and outside that buy subscribers and likes and things like that, and that's like the equivalent of like having your mommy pay someone to be friends with you. I have built my customer base my own damn self. Not like, I have never bought subscribers or likes or anything. People are welcome to make, unboxing videos or stuff like that. I don't work with affiliate marketing or, the millions of Instagram spam things I get. Oh, we think you'd be a great, blah, 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 to market our jewelry or bullshit or whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of, the problem in the occult community, and this just doesn't pertain to this situation, is that there's a lot of parasitic leeches who are stealing the work of other artists, or they're mimicking their accounts, creating, like, I see this a lot with people who provide ritual for hire services and who are tarot card readers, where they'll create like, an account similar to their name, use all the branding and images, and then they'll message people like soliciting them for readings. And, unfortunately, some people have fallen for that and paid a fraud for a reading from someone who's a well-known, respected tarot reader or ritualist or something like that. So you really have to be careful, especially on social media when people are doing things like this. Like, I get so many like mimic accounts, like, following me from people I know personally. And especially when they start messaging you and I'm like, yeah, you're not the person you say you are. So leave. Yeah, so, and again, like, speaking of ritualists and content creators and things like that, I have a lot of people I work with. Like, I have a lot of ritualists who provide ritual for hire services, use my products as well as others in their things. They have gone and purchased a significant number of products in order to do that. And they support my business, I support theirs, and that's how you build good business relationships and have a good business reputation, is by not being a dick. It's pretty simple. So yeah, what else, because I got so many comments in so many places. And I love you all, the amount of support and like the amount of sleuthing y'all have done. Holy fuck, guys. Yes, you're successful when you have scammers and impersonators. Yes. And also, spoiler alert for forthcoming, when people hate you sheerly because you exist. someone likened it to basically it's kind of like being a ticket scalper, basically. I honestly I'm hoping to have been enough of a pain in this guy's ass that he'll just take my stuff down because I've been like caustic enough about it. But all of this could have been avoided if like he ever reached out to anyone and asked for our permission and then didn't double down like in the spate of the first time myself and another creator kind of called him out for this, double down on, oh, you're just jealous, or who are you, I have no idea who you are. Well, you should be thankful, or well, you get a cut of it, so why do you have a problem with this? And then making veiled threats all within like the same conversational structure. And it's like, pick a lane, buddy. Which one is it? Do you not know who we are? Because we're certainly not jealous of you. We all have well-established business and clientele, and we don't really need your help. Nor do we want to associate with you. So, anyways. So on I'm just looking through the rest of my YouTube comments to see if there's anything I can answer on a larger scale. And also some of this was on my Facebook, so and some of this did come from people. I do have quite a few lawyer friends. So yeah, it does sound like this happens quite frequently. There's more and more people who are employing shady business practices, especially in the occult world. So it's confusing a bit with the way he has put our products on the website, because some of them are just kind of sold at like a 400% markup, or sometimes he's like claiming to add some extra mojo or whatever to it, or charging it or consecrating it or whatever. I'm like, all my stuff personally comes already consecrated, so if you want his bullshit energy attached to it, go ahead and pay $70 more for it. That said, I know that another thing that happens very common, because I'm friends with a lot of occult authors, is that their works are pirated. Like digital copies are like they're constantly being having their works pirated and sold by sometimes international companies that just put digital copies up, sell them for way more than you would even buy a print copy for, and people fall for this and pay for these digital copies. They're not even getting free stuff. They're just doing this. So good to know. I know quite a few authors who built in curses within their books for such a purpose, in which it's pirated to return to sender is pretty easy to do. If you're nice. All of us are nice. So yeah. I mean, so how am I going to handle this? I just purchased a whole pack of not for resale stickers. So at least for the stuff that is coming from his website, for the products he has listed, if he still has them listed on his website, I'm slapping them all, all those if they sell, with a not for resale sticker on them. So that may be something that I just do from now on, is put not for resale, because it's my right to do that. Yeah, I really don't know how it's legal. But again, as I illustrated in the first part, there was a lot of gray area. Like, there's something called the doctrine of first sale. Well, legally it's very shitty, but people do it anyways. It's basically like, I would have no problem if someone bought something, like if I, whatever, sold them a candle they decided they didn't like, and they sold it on eBay for $20. I could care less, like, really, because it's no skin off my back. They're not marketing and trying to distribute my products associated with their brand, though. They're just selling it's like selling a used book. I don't care. a lot of the difference is how this person would be describing or anyone that's doing this, because there are other people that do dropship schemes like this. It's how they describe it, like if they're claiming it as their own, or if they're claiming as a distributor versus being a drop shipper. If he indicates he's just a reseller, then it's fine. If he pitches it as a distributor, then he needs to have a legal agreement that and indicated on the packaging that he does not manufacture it. Like, I mean, it's the equivalent of, if I ran a CVS, I would have agreements with all the companies whose products I sell in my store, because I'm reselling, Tylenol and Advil and tampons and butt wipes and whatnot. So, because that's how businesses work. But anyways, let's see. So yeah, first doctor and sale. I don't know if that applies because he has not actually, to my knowledge, physically ever purchased anything from me. He just has my products listed on his website. So and now for a fun little segue, I think the spirit world had been tapping me on the shoulder for quite some time, and I had just been, it's the fine art and lesson of paying attention. Over the past couple of weeks, I've had like little, how sometimes, with what we do, you kind of get the little whisper, the tap on the shoulder, or so like a couple weeks ago, it was late at night. I was already in bed. The cats were in bed. There was absolutely nothing going on. And a few of my Astarte and Ave Satanas ritual oils went flying off the storage shelf. They were not, precariously dangling on the edge. Nothing happened. And they went, fell off the shelf and went flying across the room. I was like, and I walked in, I think maybe the next day, I was like, hey guys, you trying to tell me something here? So, it was like this Friday, I spent all day randomly watching videos about people running scammers and frauds for no reason at all. I walked past my Santa Muerte altar and kind of got this little tap, 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 tap. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And randomly earlier this week, after making a new batch of my return to sender oil, I decided to put a bowl of it on my altar for and somewhere during the week, I created a specialty Santa Muerte protection blend for a client who ended up being the one who alerted me to this person. And let's see, what was it? No, it was also Saturday because I had to go to drop some stuff off at UPS, and there's a little Mexican grocery store next door, and I had been out of milk, so I stopped in and grabbed some milk, Mexican Coca-Cola because that's the bomb, and I grabbed their last bottle of Florida water for absolutely no reason. So yeah, anyways. This ain't my first time at the rodeo, boys. So I have spent a considerable amount of time building my brand reputation and business. And, I've made some mistakes over the years. I was, associated with people and unassociated with people and whatnot. And, lessons learned. And I'm the first to mea culpa. Like if I wrongly accused this person, I would be the first to be like, oh, I'm sorry, because or whatever. But this person's just doubled down, has personally attacked me in really gross, misogynistic and ableist ways. And yeah. So anyone who supports this person's business, hey, it's a free world. You want to support someone who is misogynistic, makes fun of people for mental health problems, and uses the R-tard word to describe an autistic woman. Hey, it's a free country. Do what you want. Whatever makes you sleep at night and makes you feel good. Anyways, but I will what's the word I was trying to perceive, pursue, Persevere. Yes, I will persevere. Sometimes I lose words. It's a thing. Anyways, but I thank all my loyal clients and customers, my friends and colleagues, and all the support. Because honestly, the best course of action we have right now, if there isn't a lot that we can do legal outside of DMCA claims, or any kind of copyright infringement, just spread the word. Because I don't want my brand associated with this person. I don't. I don't consent to it. And it's a violation of my boundaries. And I don't want this person selling my products. I don't want this person profiting from my products. Because you see, with the way a dropship thing works, is that so someone, because he did it the sneaky way, someone places an order for my product on his website for $100, and then he probably sneaky buys it for me on Etsy, without me realizing, and then I ship it. So on Etsy it's sold for what, $22.99 plus shipping. I've now also, okay, so I'm making a profit, but I've also lost the Etsy fees on there. I'm paying for shipping and any marketing and advertising that's on Etsy. So the cut that I get from it is very minuscule. This fucker gets an extra $70 for doing jack shit. But hey, if you want to support unscrupulous people, by all means, it's a free country and it's your right to do so. You want to support someone who is misogynistic, makes fun of people with mental health issues, uses the R word to describe an autistic woman. It's a free country, but hey, not how I would want my business associated. So, anyways. Do I have any more nuggets of wisdom to offer and supply at this point in time? I finally had a really decent nap, which was awesome, and a bath. Yeah, I mean, honestly, no skin off my back. I don't care if this dude's trying to curse me. I don't care if he, has some bullshit hate campaign against me. As Joan Crawford said, "Mommy dearest, this ain't my first time at the rodeo, boys." So yeah, ain't my first time at the rodeo. Ain't my first time of anyone trying to curse me. Ain't the first time of someone starting shit. Survived it all. I would really like a week off, like from misogynistic bullshit, but apparently I'm just shit out of luck on that. Like I honestly I don't care. Like I mean, I get curse threats. I've had plenty over the years, and honestly, the worst thing that's happened is I've had a headache or stubbed my toe or something, equally innocuous and stupid. Yeah. It's like, oh, you got me good there, bub. Um, your fear feeds into curses, and you're gonna end up cursing yourself by worrying about the curse. So I choose not to worry about it because we live in a world where shit happens. I could walk out the door, trip over my own feet, and break my neck. But likely that's not going to happen, or happen because of this person. So, anyways, I've probably yammered for long enough. But I run a legitimate business, as most of you know. I've been here a long time. I started the business in 2018. My YouTube channel's been here since 2020. My business has grown exponentially since then. The proof's in the pudding. And apparently I'm not stealing pudding off the shelf and claiming it as my own. So big drop. And soda chug. Later, folks.